Welcome to the series of videos on surface productivity tools for AutoCAD Civil 3D. In this video, we'll demonstrate the export profile views to DXF command. If you're doing design on steep slope embankments, you'll probably find yourself having to do slope stability analysis. And to do that, engineers use third-party software because Civil 3D doesn't have a way of checking the slope stability for various designs. To do that, we need to utilize a profile view, and oftentimes we're asked to export the profile view in a format that can be read by this third-party software. And to do that, oftentimes I find myself exploding the profile view because I need basic line work. I just need polylines representing the surfaces or whatever line work I have. Those polylines also have to drop down to the datum elevation of the profile and close. And then you need an overall encompassing polyline that encompasses all of your areas, as that's what the third-party software uses to calculate everything within a certain area. And so additionally, profile views can be moved to any location in the drawing, which is not advantageous for that third-party software because we don't need state plane coordinates or large coordinate systems in that software. So it's nice to move it down to a coordinate system that matches the coordinates of the profile view. And lastly, when you're doing those calculations in that software, you want the true representation, and oftentimes our profile views are exaggerated. And so if we come into settings on surface productivity tools, now this tool is sold with surface productivity tools as well as individually. And so if you have the individual app export profile views to DXF, you'll find it on the add-ins tab. You'll have a settings button and a button to run the command. Within surface productivity tools, you'll find it here on the settings. And so we have some different settings in here to only allow for exporting profiles that are drawn in profile view. So with a profile view, you can turn on and off profiles that are in the profile view, and so they may not be displayed. So this forces you to have them displayed. If you turn this off, it will find profiles that are not turned on within the view. The vertical exaggeration that I mentioned, that you can toggle that on to export with vertical exaggeration greater than 1 if you wish. Additionally, there's an option here to select additional line work that you have drawn over top of your profile view. So you could draw a line, you could draw a polyline, that kind of stuff in the profile view, and then it will export that as well. And then the W-block files, the whole process is each one of these lines you'll see gets exported into its own individual file. And that individual file is then DXF'd out to each file having its own DXF file for importing. And so those are the options we have for the tool. I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to exit this. And now my profile views are exaggerated, so I'm going to edit profile view style. And it's popping up on another screen. Come over here, change the vertical exaggeration to 1, and apply. So now this is true 1-to-1 scale. And then I'm going to come over to the profiles and sections, hit this pull down, export profile view to DXF. I run the tool, and it's going to prompt me for where I want to save this data. I'm just going to put it on my desktop and hit select. And then what do I want to pick in here? I could pick all profiles. I could pick a selection of profiles that are in a profile view, or boundary. Boundary is if you only want that bounding polyline. That's what that option's for. Most of the time you're going to want to just run all. So we'll click all, and then it's going to ask me which profile views with profiles do I want to export. So you can pick one at a time, or you can pick multiple, and you can pick them by dialog. So I could grab several different profile views here and just hit apply. And it's going to go through and find each one and then give me a report back on what it exported. And so for one of these, it found one profile to export, so it did that. And this one it did one, this one it did two, hit OK, and then it's going to start opening those folders for me. So it does open a folder for each one. So here's one that has the 2 DXF files in it of each profile, and then it would proceed opening each folder from there on.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and be sure to check out our other apps on the Autodesk Exchange Store.